Yeah, what's good YouTube? It's your boy Only One KDB and I'm back with another video. In today's video, we got how WWE faked these iconic moments. Now we about to get to the video. Now I'm y'all teacher for the day. Y'all know what to do. Take out them notepads and don't come in here horse playing, because I will put you out of my classroom. But we about to get to the video. If you're new to the channel, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Smash that like button because it helps me get into the algorithm, and hit that notification bell because it helps me. You know what I'm saying? Well, it helps y'all to get notified when I drop another video. But we about to get to the video. Let's get it. No more talking. Let's get it.
Incredible tricks WWE used to make things look real. Number 10, Triple H's car stunt. The two arch rivals finally came to blows in the main event of the 2000 Survivor Series pay-per-view. Triple H and Stone Cold Steve Austin took part in a no DQ match, and the match had an inconclusive finish, and the match was ultimately rendered a no contest. WWE wanted the feud to continue, so they delivered a crazy stunt to close out the show. Austin would raise Triple H in a car high in the air thanks to the use of a forklift. Then in a thrilling visual, Austin would release a lever which would then result in the game to come crashing down to the ground. It was presented.
Yo, they be making that shit look so real on TV. There's no way he was in that car. There's no way he was in that car. We all know he wasn't in that car, but it looked real on television. As kids, we was like, holy shit, he just killed Triple H. But bro, he wasn't in there.
As if Austin had finally put an end to his ultimate foe, and the secret behind this Attitude Era stunt was kinda simple. It was in essence a pre-tape with numerous shots of Austin and Triple H being shot before the live portion of the match took place. When Austin would drop the car, it won't come as a surprise to state that nobody was present in the car, and it was just a case of Austin dropping an empty vehicle to the ground. Whilst the initial reaction at the time to this stunt was somewhat positive, when Triple H showed up back on TV with no signs of serious injury, the illusion was quickly broken. Number 9, how The Undertaker got buried alive. With the exception of the Boneyard match, the Buried Alive match hasn't been seen on WWE TV since 2010, and fans have been crying out for the popular match type to make a dramatic return. Every single incarnation of the Buried Alive match seen in WWE featured The Undertaker, and whilst it certainly became a trademark match for the Deadman, WWE likely kept using the Deadman in the match as he knew how to deliver the stunt safely. The secret to the match was usually a trapdoor that the loser, which was usually The Undertaker, would roll into at the last second. In 2003, at the annual Survivor Series event, The Undertaker would be buried alive at the hands of Kane and Vince McMahon, and in a huge production malfunction, WWE actively cut to a shot of The Undertaker using a shovel to move dirt away so we could access the trapdoor beneath him. And during the aforementioned 2003 Buried Alive match, it was made significantly safer thanks to Kane's involvement. When Kane interfered, he was able to direct traffic, and Kane was able to see when the Deadman was safely out of the grave. When it was clear that the Deadman was out of the grave, only then would Kane give permission for the dirt to be poured onto the grave. Number 8, Phantom Rope Snap. Now, thanks to modern day technology, it can be extremely hard for WWE to hide production secrets when they're delivered in front of a live audience. This was the case in 2021 when Finn Balor's Demon persona took on Roman Reigns at the Extreme Rules pay-per-view. The Demon would be defeated by Universal Champion Reigns after the ring rope broke during a coup de grace attempt. Reigns was then able to capitalize and execute a spear for the victory. And it turned out a WWE crew member who was located at ringside simply cut the rope.
Man, that's dangerous. What if he would have like tore his ACL or something? Like his knees goddamn buckled. That's some dangerous shit.
WWE utilizing red lighting during the match, this crew member was barely visible to viewers watching at home. Unfortunately for WWE, numerous fans in attendance captured live footage of the trick being performed first.
Yeah, you ain't getting away with nothing nowadays. Everybody got their camera phones out. Look, everybody got a camera in the audience. They just got their phones out recording. So any mishaps happen, that shit going on fucking Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, MySpace, all kinds of shit. So ain't no getting away with nothing nowadays.
And number 7, that wasn't really milk. One of the most celebrated segments of 2001 saw Kurt Angle drive to the ring in a milk truck and use a hose to spray the Alliance with milk. This was a parody of the infamous Stone Cold beer truck segment.
I thought that was water.
Was just as strong and is still fondly remembered over 23 years later.
But
the secret to this popular segment was revealed by Angle himself on his podcast, and this is what the wrestling legend had to say. That's my number 1 moment in WWE or anywhere, any wrestling promotion I've been part of. The milk truck incident was the coolest thing in the world. I was so grateful that Brian Gewirtz came up with that idea. He copied Stone Cold's beer truck incident, and it was excellent. I really loved it, and dousing down Stone Cold Steve Austin and Stephanie with milk was the coolest thing in the world. I mean, I had the whole Alliance in that ring, and I'm spraying them down with milk. Angle continued by revealing it's actually food-colored white water, but they put food coloring in the water. but the milk jugs and cartons were real, but that's another story about the airplane ride that night.
Okay.
Number 6, how The Undertaker hanged Big Boss Man. WrestleMania 15 featured arguably one of the worst Hell in a Cell matches in WWE history. The Undertaker took on Big Boss Man.
I remember this, man. They used to do some crazy shit. They would never do this in today's time. Because social media age, they will tear their ass apart on social media. They'll get canceled like a motherfucker. But this is ridiculous.
In a Hell in a Cell match, and the match was a total dud, as they had zero chemistry and the fans could care less about the action. Once the Dead Man defeated Big Boss Man, he would proceed to attach a noose to Boss Man's neck, and when the Hell in a Cell structure was raised to the ceiling, Big Boss Man went up with it. This looked to be the end of the Big Boss Man's character, as The Undertaker in theory had just ended his life on the biggest pay-per-view event of the year. Well, the secret to this...
Hey, YouTube, this is all fake. This is all an illusion. WWE is not real. World Wrestling Entertainment here. And this is not my video, so do not do anything to my channel, please. I would greatly appreciate that, YouTube. But let's continue.
Was that Boss Man had a harness, so he was perfectly safe, and it was hardly a surprise that fans failed to take the stunt seriously, as it was completely unrealistic and unnecessary. Number 5, faking a devastating car accident. One of the top feuds on WWE television in 2003 was between Kane and Shane McMahon. Kane had just unmasked in WWE, and when he hit a tombstone on Linda McMahon, the prodigal son sought revenge on the devil's favorite demon. This notable feud was filled with crazy and ridiculous moments, and the most talked about stunt came during the build to their last man standing encounter. McMahon would trap Kane into a limo in the parking lot, then proceed to send the limo helplessly into a truck. This looked impressive on TV at the time, yet certain fans could easily spot how the trick was done. The limo crash would be pre-taped, and WWE made this apparent thanks to showing a shot of the limo with all its windows intact moments before impact. This broke the illusion, as Kane has caused mayhem and had smashed through the windows just minutes before the eventual crash. Number 4, setting their opponent on fire. When the COVID-19 pandemic changed the way WWE presented their product, they were able to experiment with different styles of matches.
Yeah, because it's not a live audience. There's nobody at the fucking arena because COVID. Well, my bad, because YouTube, please leave me alone. Because of the C word. Yeah, we just gonna say that. So they was be able to experiment and shit like that. So they could do different kind of shit with the cameras and all kind of shit to make it seem like somebody was on fire. I remember Buddy got put on fire right here. Him right here that's behind Randy Orton. He got put to flames. I was like, man, god damn. I thought that was the real him. That ain't the that wasn't the real him. That was just a dummy.
Randy Orton, the two would embark in a Firefly Inferno match at the 2020 TLC event, and in the match, Orton would successfully be victorious after the Fiend was engulfed in flames. It was easy to assume that this was a stunt performer, but it was legitimately Bray Wyatt performing the stunt. The Fiend was protected thanks to numerous...
Oh, I thought it was the other one when the guy was laying down and he just got set on fire. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I thought it was that one, but I never seen this one before.
Layers of clothing combined with fireproof gel. But this wasn't the end of the stunt show at the 2020 TLC, however, as once the Fiend was hit with a trademark RKO, Orton then poured gasoline all over him, and the Fiend was set alight as the pay-per-view came to an end with the Fiend burning alive. The version of the Fiend that Orton set on fire was simply a dummy version of the legend himself. WWE achieved this by pre-taping elements of the special matchup, meaning they could do multiple takes to make sure it looked as legitimate as possible. Number 3. How did The Undertaker escape a flamed casket? The acclaimed feud between The Undertaker and Kane was taken to the next level at the 1998 Royal Rumble, as Kane set The Undertaker alight whilst he was trapped in a casket. This was an incredible visual, and the image of Kane and Paul Bearer standing next to an engulfed casket is often seen in WWE video packages. The stunt itself had to be carefully delivered, as of course The Undertaker had to be physically out of harm's way before the casket was set alight. The secret to this trick was similar to the Burned Alive match, as when The Undertaker was in the casket, he was able to roll out to the side thanks to a trapdoor inside the casket itself and safely get under the ring. Number 2, that wasn't real beer. One of the most exciting elements of the Attitude Era was never knowing what Stone Cold Steve Austin was going to do. One of Austin's most iconic moments when he gave the corporation a beer bath, and the secret behind the beer has puzzled fans for years, but Austin himself has finally revealed the hack used to pull off the trick. Speaking on the Brewbound podcast, Austin revealed, well, you know, living on the road back in those days was a pretty wild time. A lot of times you got created the day of. I remember arriving in the building, Vince or somebody is saying, "Hey man, you're gonna drive a beer truck into the arena and hose down the Rock." I bumped the ring with it, and
they got creative the day of. Man, that's a lot of goddamn pressure. He done had a good night's sleep, well rested. He come in and all this shit being thrown at him at one time. That's a lot of pressure, I'm not gonna lie. So hats off to the WWE people, man, because I wouldn't be able to do it. Matter of fact, I can do it, but it just would take a lot out of me, man. I bet they be stressing like, man, god damn. And I heard it wasn't no like, so when do they give you your promos when you go out there and, when you go out there and speaking shit in front of the crowd? Do they give you that shit the day before or the week before? Like, when do they give you your promo to fucking study it? Or do you not get a chance to study it? What if they give you that shit the night before? Man, holy fuck, man. The WWE is something else. But we love it, though. Shout out to World Wrestling Entertainment. Hopefully, one day I'll jump off a steel cage onto a fucking table and win the crowd over.
Those 30 gallons that came out was actual beer, and then it turned into water. When you showed up, you hear all crazy shit that they made me do, whether it was Zambonis, beer trucks, driving cement trucks, filling in a Corvette with cement, just totaling a brand new Corvette, And number one, how did the WWE bury Paul Bearer in cement? Even though the main event of the 2004 Great American Bash received negative reviews, there was no denying that the trick of Paul Bearer being buried alive in cement looked incredibly realistic.
That was a stunt
how
double,
WWE pulled this off and kept the legendary manager safe, Bearer would expose the secret on a shoot interview. According to Bearer, the concrete was mixed with oatmeal, and every time that Bearer was seen in the crypt, it was pre-taped from earlier in the day. Bearer would have a button by his hand which would communicate to WWE production team. That's if he needed medical assistance and they needed to get him out quick. Bearer would take the concrete mixture up to his nose, and that was the end of the pre-tape. WWE would then use a suction machine to free Bearer, but in a crazy turn of events, the suction machine malfunctioned, leaving Bearer trapped. WWE had to open the door to the crypt, which resulted in Bearer falling out. In relation to the live portion of the stunt, this was done with a lookalike stunt performer who was an expert at this type of Hollywood stunt. But there you have it, folks. Incredible tricks.
I enjoyed that reaction video. Make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe. Smash that like button so it can help me get into the algorithm. And make sure y'all hit that notification button so you get notified when I drop another banger. We about to get out of here, man. This was how WWE faked these iconic moments. This was a great video, WrestleMania. Keep doing the great job that you keep doing. And yeah, man, we out of here.